Okay. Morning, Ed Drost.
Good morning there, Stephen Reeker. Yeah. Three Proactive Wellness Overview with Dr. Sabo and Linda McCormick. She's been in the pharmaceutical industry for going on 30 years, and Dr. Sabo was a surgeon for 30 years up in the Jersey area, probably up your way.
I believe he was in North Jersey, yes.
Yes.
And, two very accomplished physicians, and,
Yes.
Great to have such very talented and knowledgeable people as part of our three scientific advisory committee.
And when you listen to them, what you kind of come to understand is just kind of how the people that have been in the medical profession or the pharmaceutical realm are coming to an epiphany that we need proactive wellness. You know what I mean? It's not all about pills and medicine to solve our problems. We got to get back to getting the proper nutrients into our system.
Yeah, they really do get the big picture, and it's not about diagnosing and treating and monitoring. It's about preventing,
right?
And all the illnesses and things, and so that's why they're so perfectly aligned with the three proactive wellness mantra.
Yeah, and the thing is, I remember Dr. Sabo saying, he said he grew up. His dad was a doctor. Mm-hmm. He grew up, and they never had any vitamins at all in their household growing up.
Right.
And he said he just started really taking vitamins about 5 years ago or so. So he really, now that he's got the proper nutrition, he's really, kind of all in to the three product line and really learning more and just talking about the product. So anyway, we'll just listen to what Dr. Sabo and Linda McCormick have to say. There we go.
Perfect.
Wellness Wednesday. And it's going to be a little bit of a different format today. It's just Dr. Sabo and I having a conversation. So we're really excited to kind of kick this off and just kind of go back and forth on how we feel about these products with three. And I'm going to go ahead and just give you my background. My name is Linda McCormick. I have a PhD in neuroscience, and I've been working in the pharmaceutical industry my whole life, so many, many years. And I've done all kinds of things with the pharmaceutical industry, from sales, field science, to director of U.S. medical affairs, to global director, so director of global medical affairs. And what I do is drug development. And so that's what I've been doing for a long, long time. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I really want to introduce Dr. Steve Sabo. And he is on our scientific advisory board for three. Very excited to have him join us today. And he grew up on the Jersey Shore. And so I'm very familiar with that. That's where the company I currently work for is located, over there in Jersey. And he went to college in Boston, and then he went to medical school for a little bit in France, and then finished his medical school in Chicago. And then he did an internal medicine residency and an ER, emergency medicine residency in New York City, where he practiced there for 28 years. And so he now lives in Florida and is joining us today. So we're really happy to have him here. And I think, we talked a little bit earlier, he and I did, and kind of find out that we're of like minds. I mean, the way we feel about supplementing our diets with these products is pretty similar. But from my perspective, I mean, I'm in this pharmaceutical industry, right? And what we do is treat sick people, right? So, and what we want to do with these products from three is be more proactive. It's all about proactive health and wellness. And I've been so focused on treating sick people, knowing who to treat. So who's going to get the disease, trying to predict who's going to be sick, and then just treating the sickness. And so this is something that has been a passion of mine is to try to do it earlier, try to figure out, how we can prepare ourselves for, a more healthier life and lifestyle. And I think that's so important, especially in the environment that we live today. So I'll just let Steve, what do you think? I know you've got a similar idea. You've got a passion for this whole field, and I just want to hear your thoughts on this idea of proactive wellness.
Sure. Let me backtrack first. You talked about being in the pharmaceutical industry, Linda, forever, and 28 years. Isn't that kind of forever too? Being in the ER, or maybe it's two forevers. I don't know.
Forevers. Yeah,
that's a long time. And so I come, interestingly enough, if you told me 10 years ago, Steve, you're going to be talking about proactive wellness and nutrition and good health on a Zoom interview with somebody, I would have said, really? You're looking into the future, seeing that. You see, because interestingly enough, I'm not one of these people that have taken nutritional products or been into good health all my life. As I tell people, my wife couldn't even get me to take vitamin C 5 years ago, even 6 years ago, something like that. So I come from a family of doctors, and my father and probably my brother and myself, we went to medical school, and there was no training in health and nutrition back then. But I've learned that it's so important. Over the years, Linda, I've seen so many people in bad health as they get older. And, and I don't know about other doctors, but I'll look at a patient, I'll say, gee, that guy is 80 and he's still skiing. I want to be like that guy when I'm 80. I remember a guy telling me that he grew up in Utah and he was skiing, and he took a job in New Jersey and spent all his life, and he was still skiing. And now he was retiring and going back to Utah so he could ski over there again. But unfortunately, that is not the rule. That's the exception. And then you have so many people out there that are in such bad health, and they're overweight. They don't take care of themselves, and they get all these different chronic diseases. And I got to thinking, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something better than we can do than using medications for everybody. And that's when I realized that there are ways of prevention, like you're talking about. And so, as we discussed before, my passion these days is to make people healthier, and so they don't have to see me as a patient in the ER, actually.
Right, exactly.
And that's my passion, and I enjoy talking about this.
Yeah, and I think something true as well nowadays that wasn't true back when my parents, were growing up, is that the food was more nutritious. If we try to eat clean, right? We try to buy organic, we try all of those things, and you end up with a final food that has very little nutrition, or not the same as it was, right? And then additionally, this modern processed diet that we all suffer, it's hard to get away from processed foods, right? So, and a processed food is just like a manufactured, it's made to last on the shelf, for as long as possible. Take all the good stuff, like all the natural stuff out that's going to spoil, and throw chemicals in there. And it's convenience, right? So we don't have to cook. We don't have to do, we don't have to clean up after it. It's easy. And then we've become a society where we're just malnourished. And so that's why these products are just so important, important to supplement.
Yeah, it's true. And in fact, I read a study recently that showed that, you talk about nutrition from foods back then as to now. Yeah. And it's umpteen times the number of oranges just to get the same amount of vitamin C from the 1950s as now. And like you said, it's the soil, it's the nutrients, it's the way we farm, it's the fertilizers, it's all of these things. So all the more reason that we should supplement with other sources for our nutrients.
Well, absolutely. And we're lucky to be a part of this company that has terrific supplements. So
we are. Let's talk about that, Linda.
Because we really, why should we take 3 supplements? That's the whole question here, And maybe I'll just kind of go through the list. For example, we have the multivitamin Vitalité, and I know you and I both speak French, so we're going to say these products correctly, right?
Right. Yes.
So tell me what is Vitalité, and why should we take it?
And so we should also say that in English, it's vitality, right? And we don't expect you all to pronounce them by the end of the evening.
No.
So vitality is a multivitamin. It's actually a packet of 5 different vitamins and includes substances like essential vitamins and minerals, stuff that you're missing from your diet. It includes greens, and it includes a probiotic for help with digestion, and really important. And Linda, as we discussed, we're not going to go into a lot of detail. We're just going to kind of give you an overview of what each of the products are. It comes in 5 pills in a packet, and wonderfully absorbed. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit later.
We'll talk a little bit about that later, but yeah, that's a must-have, right? It's basically everything you need. I mean, everything you need. You just got to have that. That's a no-brainer, And then secondly, we have the collagen.
Collagen? Collagen. I think it's collagen.
Okay, collagen.
Familiar with this, actually spoke on this at the Hong Kong event a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And this was the last of the 6 products that I started taking. I guess it's the male thing, the man thing, like, what do I need this for? And, I don't know if your husband takes that, but you don't have to say. He does.
He does. Yeah.
He does. So this is a great product. And so what it does is it gives a big glow to your skin. It tightens up the skin. You look more youthful if you want a more youthful appearance. And one thing I'll say in summary of this product is that you take this product, there's only 10 packets in a box. So you take it for 10 days and you're off for 20. And then you repeat it. And the reason is because, yes, there's marine collagen in it, but there's a substance in the collagen that actually helps regenerate collagen in the body. So you take it for those 10 days, and the rest of the month, you have that substance that helps, the pomegranate juice that helps regenerate the collagen. And then you repeat the cycle. And we've gotten great results with that.
Right. And there's really nothing else like it on the market.
No,
no, there's just not. And the skin is really important. It's the largest organ in the body, right? So I'm glad you're taking it now.
Yes. Now I take all of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the third one is Eternal. And why should we take Eternal?
Got on mute, Ed.
There we go.
Yep, perfect. All right, that was good stuff. I in particular, given my outdoor adventurous leanings and lifestyle, could really appreciate Dr. Sabo's talking about being skiing out in Utah at 80 years of age. I'm going to be 63 this month, and I'm far from done. There's right now the broken toe. I'm a little more done than I want to be for very, very short term, but I am committed to being out there, tearing up the slopes, tearing up the hiking trails, and a bunch of other things, and for the next couple of decades plus. So, that looks different for different people, whether it's, having enough energy and health to be keeping up with the grandkids, whether that's, being able to fish, or hang at the beach, or go on bike rides or whatever.
No, I know. I just got done with me and my son we've been getting up, about 8 o'clock we leave, but take about an hour bike ride. So it's a nice little ride,
Absolutely.
Like we've talked about, since I've been on the products, I'm working on my weight, releasing, getting down,
Mm-hmm.
but I started making another commitment to myself. And in October down here in Ocean City, Maryland, they have they have a 5K, an 8K, a half marathon, and a full marathon. So I'm going to get myself in the kind of shape that I can at least run the 5K. So
Good for you.
that's my goal. So I got like a 3 months to get into October, end of October.
Well, that's awesome. And yeah, unfortunately, since I can't get my daily movement in for the next, I was looking last night online, probably another week or 2 or 3 at least, depending on when the swelling and bruising and stuff goes down. So, my metabolism is used to being active and moving, and so
Right.
all the more why these products, in combination with dialing down my healthy eating a little bit, consumption wise, is going to be important, or it's going to get away from me, and that's not okay. So. Yeah, good. It's good to have the knowledge and the products that help back up that positive effort and the goals that we're setting for ourselves. So that's really great.
Yeah, like you said, so it's nice hearing. I know, like you said, people from outside the industry or coming into the industry. It's health professionals. We've had the nurses on, so we've had a lot of different professionals in the healthcare arena been talking about this over the past several weeks, and we're going to have more. So the nice part is, every Wednesday they have 2-3 people coming on. So we're just going to introduce the people that give us their testimonials and their thoughts on our product line.
Absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to see, again, people that come from a traditional medical background shift to a completely new way of thinking once they see the data and once they see the results, the testimonies, and the actual before and after results that are impossible to refute. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm an example of that as well some of the time. And it's good to see that there are medical professionals that are open-minded. There are plenty that aren't, and that's okay. But over time, they too will become aware and exposed either by their colleagues or other people through this word of mouth marketing model, and if they're as bright and intelligent as we know they are, with the proper data in front of them, it'll be hard for them to resist at least wanting to know more and perhaps experiencing the results themselves, and then it grows from there. So so good stuff for sure. Good content, good data, great folks that are very relatable for their colleagues and so forth. And, we're just happy to be able to share this information. And, of course, go to join us at the Entrepreneurial Movement, temovement.com. You can look for Ed on social media. You can look for me on social media, and we'd be happy to provide with a bunch more information and answer any questions you have. We're the fastest growing team within 3. We'd love to have you be a part of it with us. And anything to add to close out, Ed?
Yeah, well, the only thing I have to add is, what Dr. Sabo was saying, he started just taking supplements over the past 5 years. His wife kind of got him into it. But I think what's really why a lot of these health professionals are really gravitating to this and being so outspoken is because, we've been told to take vitamins. But like I've told you how, and this, you've been taking them, but these vitamins being absorbed the way they are into our, and you get results like quickly. And I think that's what's really, giving these health professionals such a, understanding and realizing that, boy, they're impactful is my,
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, from 20, 30 years ago, my doctor was like, oh yeah, take a multi, take Centrum, take whatever. I mean, well-known, quote unquote, well-respected brands that these doctors knew very little about, very little about. And most doctors until fairly recently were not educated, was not part of their curriculum to learn about the importance of supplementation, to balance out nutrition and to provide a more proactive approach to wellness. And slowly but surely now, some of the older guard are getting it, and some of the younger folks as well. So yeah, we're really fortunate to have the opportunity to. Good morning, West Wyatt. Look at that.
We got a little post from West. Yeah.
Yep. Good morning. Just fortunate to have the opportunity to share to shift their thinking with the right information, and that we will. So yeah, good stuff.
Yep. I'll give him a shot back, see if this works.
Okay. Yeah, he's coming in through Facebook apparently. So this must be
Yeah, there
live.
you go.
So we're
Cool.
live streaming
Yeah,
Facebook.
well, I went back through YouTube, but anyway, so it's all
All right.
good. But
All right.
yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll leave it at that. And great to see everybody. Thanks,
Thanks for
Wes.
joining
Thanks for the comment, buddy. And we'll have a great day, man.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Ed, you have an awesome day, sir.
You too, buddy. Hey, have a safe trip to the airport, buddy. Safe.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Bye for now.